Brooke Rollins and Department of Agriculture did a phenomenal job. And they said, we have a big Easter egg hunt at the White House. It's sort of a thing that has gone on for 100 years. They said, could you order plastic eggs? I said, I'm not ordering plastic eggs. We're going to have eggs down by that time. And by the time we got to Easter, the price of eggs had fallen precipitously. We had all the eggs in this country you want.
What a great story. He loves his ag secretary, the aforementioned Brooke Rollins. Brookie, there you are. He just loves you. I hope you heard the whole thing. Now, Brooke, apart from solving eggs, and by the way, grocery prices are being solved too. Tell me about the SNAP program, the need for reform, waste, fraud, and abuse. Why is it we have still 42 million people up there? What you going after over at USDA?
Well, hello, my best friend Larry. It's so great to be on. Beautiful, chilly night here at the White House. But yeah, first the president on eggs. That conversation I was in, should we do plastic eggs? Should we not? He said, Brooke, we're not going to have plastic eggs at the Easter egg roll at the White House. Go get the price of eggs down. And really, in almost 10 months, it's down 86%, the price of eggs. But to your question, this president has been, as you know, because you know him so well, resolutely focused on making America more affordable again. And Larry, one of the great untold stories is in just 10 months, almost everything does cost less. Bread is down, butter is down, eggs are down, pork is down, turkey for Thanksgiving next week, it is down. We have a few outliers that we're working on right now, but he's incredibly focused on this. Fuel is down. The cost of shelter, housing, which is about 40% of the cost of living, is down year over year in the last 4 years, almost 14% since the president took office. So the White House, our cabinet, all of our colleagues and teams were hyper focused on this affordability question, and I think the American people will be really encouraged.
You know, we've shown with a lot of numbers, bidenflation was the problem. Mr. Trump is solving it. But Brooke, just in a limited time, you're able to reform the SNAP and food stamp program, and I just wondered, are there a lot of able-bodied people in those programs that shouldn't be in there? I don't want to sound cruel, but you know, if you can work, you should be working.
Hey, I have a handy dandy chart. I was getting to the affordability piece of SNAP. Almost 40% increase under Joe Biden of what was spent in the people that entered the food stamp / SNAP program. That's 40%. Of course, they were working to buy the election. But what we have seen and what Doge and our amazing team at USDA, 186,000 dead people are receiving SNAP benefits. 500,000 people are getting paid twice. We've made hundreds of arrests. We have a lot more to do. But this was, I think, an unintended consequence of the Democrats shutting the government down for 43 days, is it shined this very bright light on one of their pet programs and now has given us a platform to completely deconstruct the program, make sure those vulnerable Americans who really need that benefit are going to get it. And for all the rest of the fraudsters and the people who are corrupt and taking advantage of it, we're going to protect the taxpayer too. So more news coming on that, Larry. We'll be back on soon to talk about what that's going to look like.
I think it's fabulous, Brookie. Absolutely fabulous. And I mean, look, work is godly. We want to put people back to work, okay?
Amen.
Just living on the dole doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help families. It doesn't help individuals. That's why you're doing the Lord's work, and that's why the president is so keen on you. He loves you, that whole little thing. Anyway, Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins, dear friend, I will see you soon, and thanks for doing this reform project. I appreciate it.
Amen. Thank you.